Hello everybody, Dave here. It's one of my Who's Next sub-collection videos relating to specific composers. Williams, Goldsmith, Zimmer, Elfman, Bernstein, Barry, Morricone, yada 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 yada. And my question to you guys was, who's next? And you put through a lot of very informed and logical guesses, but nobody guessed James Newton Howard. And James Newton Howard is who's next. And this is the first person in my collection for whom I've got no vinyl. There are also a couple of digital downloads, but as you may be aware, I'm the sort of person who burns digital downloads off to CDRs anyway, so I will have physical stuff to show. So, obviously, Howard does not have any more, but had a bit of a kind of composer-director relationship with M. Night Shyamalan. Shyamalama Ding Dong. After Earth, I'm going to go through these alphabetically. After Earth is obviously the first one of those. Quite a few of these are on Sony Classical, which is good for him. After Earth is Atlantis, The Lost Empire. It's a Disney movie. It's good music in that. The unnecessary Bourne sequel without Bourne in it. Don't really remember much about that one. And of course we have the collaborations with Hans Zimmer on the Batman-y stuff. So we've got Batman Begins and The Dark Knight, which just so happen to still be next to each other alphabetically. Who am I? You know who I am. Dave. Big Screen Records. Not sure I'm familiar with them, but yeah. Can't go wrong with Kevin Kline, can you really? Yeah. This one I only bought fairly recently, Dinosaur. Let me check when I got that. It must have. Don't appear to have a record of when I bought that, but it was definitely fairly recently. Then you have that thing where Varese used to do things of putting something out in a box set and not as a standalone release, which gives you this Stephen King collection. Nice fold out box set. It's got some little bits of foam rubber to hold things down in it. But it's got James Newton Howard's The Dreamcatcher, which is, I think, 2 discs of that. Yeah. 2 discs of that, which they have now released as a standalone, but for a while this box set was the only way to get hold of that. It's also got some Tangerine Dream, some Nicholas Pike, and some Snuffy Walden, Firestarter, the Shining TV series, and The Stand. Yeah, the box set. I think I managed to get that for a non-ridiculous price in a Varese sale. Yeah, £32, which is not bad for 8 discs. Yeah, at the same time, this was when they had their international store that was open, which meant things that were going to be prohibitively expensive to import from the US, big box sets, were okay to buy in the UK. So I also got the Rachel Portman, Jim Henson's Storyteller at the same time. Anywho, so that's those. This one I've only just bought, so I haven't listened to that one yet. It's A Hidden Life, but that's also on Sony Classical. Yeah, so that's it's a 2019 release, so it's been out a while, but I've only just got on with it. Then we have the Fantastic Beasts series, of which the first two are again on Sony Classical, and then the third one's on Warner's Water Tower. So, Harry Potter spin-offs. Then we have Guilty by Suspicion. This is one of those old-timey Varese releases. The red Colosseum versions. I suspect that that is not an enormously long. I mean, there's only 10 tracks, of which the first 4 are songs, so there's not an awful lot of James Newton Howard on that, but yeah, it's a thing. Then we have the first of the digital downloads, and as I say, I tend to burn things off to CDR anyway, and then print out a nice cover design. So that was Jungle Cruise, and I've looked online, and some people have done quite a number of nice custom art for that, so I've picked that one, printed that out. We have the King Kong, it's obviously Peter Jackson. Then we have Lady in the Water. Now, you might ask, why have you got 2 copies of this, Dave? Well, if I show you the back cover, you might start to suspect something. You see the difference in those two. Right, and then I open them up. And you see the difference in those. And if you're wondering what's going on with the difference in those, if I show you the backs of those, I think you can see what's going on. This one is a bleeding CDR. It's a bootleg. I bought that off of Amazon back in, when did I buy it? ...2015, and straight away I thought, this is something odd about this. Notice it's a stapled booklet, and it's got the feel of digital print. And you could see from the back cover that, yeah, that is slightly too big, so it's difficult to fit back in the jewel case. You can see from the back that that print is wonky, and you can see even more on the spine how wonky it is. Look how it's, the text is just nowhere near the middle of the spine. So they've sold me a bloody bootleg. I recently kind of got fed up with that fact and bought the thing again. And this time, you notice, it's not a stapled booklet, it's a nice fold out one. And this time you notice the back cover print is straight, the spine print is straight, and it's a proper pressed disc. So, as well as the bootleg, I've got a proper legit one now. The next is another digital download that I bought just because I think the physical disc is just a bit hard to come by and rather expensive, and that's The Last Airbender. So again, somebody had got cover art for that online, but yeah. Then we have Maleficent, which is really very good. News of the World, which I think was only last year, wasn't it? 2020. How time flies. News of the World. Yeah. What else have I got? Oh, this one I only bought a few months ago is Nutcracker and the Four Realms. The nut is not the only thing that's been cracked. You can see the jewel case is cracked as well, so it's jewel case cracker. Yeah, obviously there's a lot of Tchaikovsky in that for very obvious reasons. Another one of these short old Varese releases is Outbreak. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. There's about 31 minutes on that. Peter Pan. That's very good. This one's one of my favourites of recent years, Red Sparrow. There's a couple of really cracking tracks on that. One of Eric Woods' favourite scores is Signs. It's obviously again from Howard's Shyamalan years, as is the kind of breakout, The Sixth Sense. Was I the only one? When this came out, it was like, there's a twist, don't tell anybody the twist. You go and see the film and you watch the first half of the film and you think, well, I can see a twist here. Is it going to be just that? Or is there something else that's like a double twist? And then it gets to the end and it was just that, and you're going to go, oh, okay. So it was a guessable twist, because it's like, hey ho, Treasure Planet. It's got a little picture of James on the back of it there, in case you were unfamiliar. He's not as well known a face, I don't think, as Williams and Goldsmith and Zimmer and John Barry, and yeah. Unbreakable. I liked this film better than The Sixth Sense. I really liked this film, and there's some really nice stuff. I really liked this score from James as well. So that would be towards the top of my choices for James Newton, along with Red Sparrow. Although admittedly there are several of these that I haven't listened to for quite a while and need to revisit. The Village, which is where the Shyamalan was just reaching the end of his really good films run. Yeah, this one has got a sticker on the back that says promotional copy not for resale, but I don't know whether that's, you know, it's just a sticker. Also towards the end of the era of black jewel case inserts. Yeah. And Waterworld. Yes, I've only got the original one. I think there was an expansion of that, isn't there? But Waterworld's good. And then there was that kind of mid-90s resurgence of gritty westerns that included Broughton's Tombstone in '93 and Howard's Wyatt Earp in '94. So there we are. Those are my James Newton Howard collection. About 30, there or thereabouts. As I say, including a couple that I've only just recently got, which were Jungle Cruise and Hidden Life, and a couple of digital downloads. So there we are, that's my lot for James Newton Howard. Goodbye from me, goodbye from Albert Einstein. See you next time. Stay fresh, cheese bags.